What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It is Friday, August 16th, 2024, and we're currently located in parking P3. Bit of a rainy day, or at least a rainy start of the day. It does look like the end of the rain area is near. Things are opening up somewhat. Still a bit drizzly, but there are openings in the sky. Departures take place from 18 left and from runway 24. Arrivals take place on Polderbaan 18 right. We have Air Baguette A319 going out to Paris-Charles de Gaulle, flight 1340 over here. The Delta Airlines A350 LA28 Olympic special livery is also arriving, underway, expected to land around 10 o'clock, in 15 or so minutes, 10 to 15 minutes from now. And we're perfectly situated to see a taxi to the gate once it has landed. Air Canada, flight 808, Star Alliance livery, having returned to Amsterdam from Toronto. A very good morning to everybody who has joined already. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. The weekend is near, and for some of you, weekend has begun. Marja, goedemorgen. All others, welcome to the show. Hope you're doing well. And Air Baguette turned back. Thought I was going to go to the threshold of 18 left, or at least one of the entrances, but seems to have returned. Not sure why. And also a massive big thank you to Malky for your continued support. 13 months of membership already. He says, morning everyone, always great work, Boy, thanks. Thank you for your kind words and your continued support, Malky. Pleasure to have you in the stream once again. Hope all is well still in the lounge. If something isn't to your liking, do let me know. Let me see what I can do. Also, good morning. Good to see you, mate. Roy, goedemorgen. Debbie, Martin Air, Siegfried, Adriaan, Leo, all others, good morning. Not a lot of wind today, unlike last week when we were here. This is Air France flight 1241. Also going to Paris, A220-300. This one does seem to be continuing to the runway. Brand new airplane. First flight was in May this year. Hey, cheers, Mark. 21k. We passed through the 21k mark yesterday. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. Upwards and onwards. Listening on my headphones before going live to test the audio, I thought I could hear a slight crackle or something, but I couldn't determine where it was coming from. Hopefully it's not too disturbing. I'm not sure if some of the connections maybe has a droplet on it. Bit of static, at least that's what it sounded like to me. Wasn't very apparent, but If you listen closely, you might hear it. Yeah, Slam in the house, Bookie Meow in the house. Good morning. Hey Bob, good evening. Hope you've had a good day, mate. We're ready, Air France, flight 1241, Bombardier C-Series 300 on its way to Paris-Charles de Gaulle. Wet runway. KM 737 passed by in the foreground, also going to the runway by the looks of it. How's the ambient volume? Is it okay? Should I raise the volume a little bit? Is it too loud? Obviously a bit further away from the action. There's headroom if it needs to be a bit louder. Morgan, Andrea. Good morning, Rob. Marion says sound is thumbs up. Pim says little raise. Melky says all good for me. Maybe a teeny bit more. It's very sensitive. Volume switch on the camera. Turn it up just a little bit more. Shouldn't be overwhelming. Also saw a little droplet on the lens. Luckily not too disturbing when zoomed in like now. KM 737-700. No Wi-Fi on board by the looks of it. The next airplane to depart from 18 left is going to be KLM flight 1639 to Turin. That's an Embraer 175. Hey, a truck. A truck. Morning, Alan. Good to see you, mate. Were you able to piss somebody off yesterday after leaving the stream? Hopefully you did. Star Alliance livery, Star Alliance livery. Where was that? Air Canada. There it is. Parked over there. Benke asks, where are we on the airport? This is P3, the parking lot. Top floor. If you look on Google Maps, parking lot P3 is indicated. And JW Slijm, this is indeed Aalsmeerbaan, 18 left. We're also having a nice overview of runway 2709 over here. And 2204. KLM flight 1639 to Turin, Embraer 175. That's an E2 Embraer that you saw in the foreground, which will be going to Geneva. Seems to be on its way to the threshold. Thought maybe it was going to take off from Cheaters Lane, but it doesn't. It will not, I should say. AL 777 seems to have landed on Polderbaan just now, taxiing to a gate. Orange Pride is also arriving later this morning. No longer standing there all alone like it was last week, but it is the Cathay Pacific A350-1000 now, standing there nearly all alone. This is KLM flight 655, which will be going to Minneapolis, Minnesota. 777-200. You can hear the engines starting up. Mrs. Professor, good morning. Mrs. Professor just wanted to say hi, going to lurk for a little bit while I finish chores. And the Delta LA28 is indeed coming in. It's expected for today and tomorrow, and I believe it also for Sunday. Good morning to everybody who has joined in the meantime. Welcome to the show. You are watching Amos Live. We're standing in parking P3 today. High and dry, well, more or less dry. Bit drizzly, although I do believe that the rain has stopped now. Or at least it will stop soon. Getting some more openings in the sky here and there, lighter bits here and there. Only today, this area of rain. In the morning predominantly. The rest of the weekend is expected to be sunny again, although not with tropical temperatures, so perfect summer weather is expected for the upcoming weekend here in the Netherlands. Now, before going live, I checked flight radar. The A380 is underway and was expected around 7 minutes past 1. Hopefully it will get a little bit more delay, and that means it is more than likely going to land on runway 27, although Bezoek Bus has not yet updated the upcoming runway use for later this morning and the afternoon. With the prevailing wind, I'm expecting the same runway use as yesterday, which means we hopefully get to see the A380 land like we did yesterday, although this time from a bit higher up and a bit further away. Jackie, goedemorgen kerel. Good to see you again, mate. Hope all is well. This is KLM flight 1431 to Lyon, 737-800. Hey Richard, goedemorgen. Richard Moose tuning in from Amsterdam, Rotterdam South. Did I say Amsterdam there for a moment? Apologies, that's an insult to people from Rotterdam. Bloedheet en zonnig. Bloody hot and sunny. As it always is over there. It's warmer in the south, right? Hey, that's great to hear, Jackie. Matt, goedemorgen kerel. Good to see you again. Well, multitasking is not my thing. Checking my phone to watch what's going on in the chat usually results in me losing the airplane when following an airplane. So let's just do one thing at a time. Spray and wing fluff, beautiful. Lovely. Now, one of the hangars is also open and is more or less in line with our viewing point, so let's have a look in the hangar. Is that a 777? Bit difficult to see. Maintenance hangars. Quite a few of them. And 777-200 to Minneapolis on the move. KLM flight 655. And we have a 787-10 Dreamliner to Austin in Texas. Preceding it, KLM flight 668. They're all going to runway 24, which is the runway for departures to the west. There's an E2 Embraer making its way over to 18 left, the threshold. Now Malky, thank you so much for your super chat for a cup of something warm. It's actually not that cold, even though the weather, the picture seems to indicate that it is. I am wearing a vest and my jeans. walking up here, got pretty warm. Setting up in my t-shirt, then I figured, well, while standing here, maybe my vest is nice, but it's actually 20 degrees or something, hardly any wind, so not really cold. Thank you so much, Melky. I will definitely take a cup of warm something after I'm done. KLM flight 1323 to Krakow, E2 Embraer. Tow truck on the road that we were standing next to. They would pass us by in front of the airplanes. That's that road. Jewish Time is giving us an update about the estimated time of arrival of the Emirates A380, which is now expected to land at 1:12 So that's good news for us. Means higher likelihood it is going to land on runway 27. Engine sounds that we might pick up on the mic is from the Embraer 175 over here, making its way over to the runway threshold. Beautiful wing fluff. Now I cannot keep everything in check. If you guys can give me a sign in the chat when the LA A350 has landed, the Olympic special livery, then I will keep an eye out for it once it arrives on this side of the platform area. I think it was expected to land around now. Roadhouse asks, until when are you going to stream? Boss is flying to Curaçao with Corendon later today. I think I'm going to stick around until the incoming expected. I'm assuming that between 1 and 2, runway 27 will be used as secondary runway for arrivals. During that hour, the A380 is also expected to land. I think I will stick around until the end of that rush hour, so probably until somewhere around 2 or so. Hey Evelyn, goedemorgen. Doing fine, thank you for asking. Hope all is well in... Are you still in Luxembourg? As well. Embraer 175, KLM flight 1817 to Frankfurt. Is pulling up. KLM flight 743 to Lima, 777-300 What is it? I think it is. Two 737s are making their way over to the threshold of 18 left. And thank you for the update, Maria. Delta LA28 landing now, so that means in 5 to 10 minutes or so it will appear over here somewhere. Now we're not completely out of the woods just yet in terms of precipitation. Still a bit doomy and gloomy over there. Although if you look behind the cars, you can see that it is getting lighter over there. spy with my little eye a Queen of the Sky coming this way. Nippon Cargo 7478 going to Milan. The airplane that got away yesterday. Nothing to Milan or Luxembourg when we were standing up close. Time for some redemption. Stefan asks, can you stand there free with a scooter? I'm not sure. I did not come across any bicycle stands over here. But there are sidewalks, so I imagine that if you park somewhere where people are not having to walk around your scooter, you might be okay, but I don't know for sure. Now what we're also hearing are CF6s. That is an A330 that just turned towards us and now sideways, so that we picked up the volume, the engine sound a little bit. Nippon Cargo, flight 49, going to Milan, 7478. 11 years old, first flight January 2013. Loud. The A330's engines overpowering the 7478. Also, a massive big thank you to Alan, who just now gifted the membership to Lars. Lars, welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge. Thank you so much for the gifted membership, Alan. You're a true legend. Now, Lars, don't forget to use custom emojis that are now at your disposal whenever you see fit. So looking to my right, is the LA already visible? The answer is no. Hopefully it's going to take its time so that we can first focus on the departure of the 7478 and then focus on the A350. Hey Jane, good morning, good to see you again. Hope all is well. Sound you're hearing is a 737 from KLM doing a line cutters departure. Danny, goedemorgen. And also Scott, massive big thank you to you as well for gifting a membership just now. See that Jim was the recipient of the gifted membership. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, Jim. And Scott, thank you so much for your gifted membership. Another member of the Aurora Sky Lounge, courtesy of Scott. Nippon Cargo Airlines, flight 49 to Milan, 7478, 11 years old, 2013, January is when it first began flying. Let's look and listen. Still no sight of the LA A350. showtime. Oh yeah, check that out. Wing fluff, spray, the works. Feel free to say hi if you're new to the channel. You're enjoying yourself. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. A lot of people are watching, they're all friendly and a lot of them are knowledgeable. It's not mandatory to say hi, but it's always appreciated. We have an A350 that is coming this way, having landed, arriving from bloody Helsinki. I'm thinking the Delta cannot be far behind it. And the answer is it isn't. It's the next airplane after it. Avisteria is wondering where the ducks are. They're here, just out of sight. Now I did, for a brief moment, had company. Russell and Sheryl Crow were sitting on the ledge over there, but they are gone again. Greener pastures and whatnot. Also good to have you back, Andy. Know that you already were a member. Good to have you back. Thank you for choosing Amos Live once again and the Aurora Sky Lounge. We've kept your seats, so sit back and relax. Next airplane to appear. And I can see it already. It's just that the column is in the way, blocking the view of the camera. Is Delta Airlines Flight 74. We saw it yesterday already. Today, a higher vantage point. Delta Airlines, the LA28 Olympics premiering yesterday, flying to Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. Today, the second consecutive day, of I believe 4 consecutive days that it is going to visit Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. A350-900. Coming back from Atlanta, Georgia. Brand new airplane, first flight was in July 2024. Let's go overboard with digital zoom, there it is. Also lovely how they use the Delta logo as the A. Hey there Mike, good morning, good to see you again mate. Alan says, is there a slight hump on the takeoff runway or am I high? LOL. No mate, well, could be both. I'm not sure if you're high, but there's definitely a bump in that runway, absolutely. You can also see it if you check back yesterday's stream. There's always a little hump there where you can see the airplane bob up and down before rotation. Hey Cor, goedemorgen. Kailash says, prettiest livery of them all so far. Hey Ton, goedemorgen. And Ton is saying that even from the other side you can even see it more clearly. Cool. Leo, good morning. Goedemorgen. Jordi, goedemorgen. Erik, good morning. All others who have joined in the meantime, welcome. Hey Stephanie, goedemorgen. Jets for Fun asks if I can see KL598. Is it on flight radar already? Because I don't know where it is parked. So if it is on flight radar, I might be able to see it. Then I know where I need to look. Not seeing anything immediately on flight radar, so I don't know. Maybe I can, maybe I cannot. Robert asks, which runway am I looking at? The runway in the foreground, and where this airplane is taxiing next to is runway 0927. This airplane is arriving from the west, is taxiing to the east. It's slowing down its taxi. Is there a gate over here, or does it have to wait? That's the question. Now Andy, thank you so much for a very generous super chat there. Have a drink on me, boy. Thank you so much, mate. I will definitely do that. Very much appreciated. Thank you so much. Epic Air also back in the chat. Good morning. Aviation, good morning. Aviation will be arriving with the Finnair A350 tomorrow. Nice. Stefan says the wait is for Delta 161. That would be this A330 getting pushed back. Now, folks, have a look at this. Dutch skies at its best. Hopefully, let me have a look on my laptop. Yeah, the contrast between the dark and the light is so pretty. I think the camera cannot convey what I'm seeing here in real life. Beautiful contrast, absolutely magnificent to see. Right, so the LA A350 is waiting until Delta 161 has taken off, or at least has vacated, so that it can park at the gate, which is this airplane. Hopefully no car alarms today, Epic R. Man, that was terrible last week. Now I think I still remember where that car was parked approximately. I am looking to see if I can still see it, and I don't. It seems that the car has left, so at least that car will no longer be an issue, disturbing the peace. Right, I think Delta can now park at the gate. Lucky us if it is going to park right in front of us. Front row seats here. Indeed, Paul, the Dutch skies look like the thumbnail. It is exactly for that reason that I thought I should pick a dramatic thumbnail. Probably come the end of the stream, things will have improved. Looked on the weather radar that there's sunshine after the rain comes sun, after the sun comes rain again, and there's definitely some sunshine expected later today, so who knows, we might end up with a blue sky come the end of the stream. Now in the meantime, it is getting a bit crowded at runway 18 left. We have a departure over there. We have a line cutter that will take off from there. And we have a crew for the threshold. Swiss, KLM, and more KLM. Not sure in which order they are going to depart. The line cutter also seems to be making progress to the runway, so I think the line cutter will go first. To Umbrella 195 to Nantes. KLM flight 1419. Moisture still on tarmac, as you can see. And again, a bit of drizzle over here. Started drizzling again, albeit slightly. Hopefully it won't result in too many droplets on the lens. So the L828 A350 has found its parking spot over there. Unfortunately, KLM in the way of us being able to see it entirely, but at least when it will go out again, which I think will happen before the end of the stream, we should see its pushback and the taxi out to runway 24, most likely. This is KLM flight 1983 to Belgrade, Embraer 190. Also Home's favorite airline, standing at an entrance, another line cutter. Beautiful wing fluff over the wings. Hey Lisa, goedemorgen, good to see you again. Hope all is well. Martin says I see patches of blue sky in Hoofddorp. Well, right now, shizzle drizzle. CF6s providing the background tune. Not just CF6s. This is Delta Airlines Flight 161 to Minneapolis. Also KLM Dreamliner. Many more times I will need to do this during the stream, but no problem. Now, Epic Air, I did see your request. I already have to get up at 7 to be able to stream at 9:45 to 10 o'clock. I'm not going to get up at 6 or earlier, unfortunately for you. Plus, I also don't know the runway use yet. I don't know yet where I'm going to go to tomorrow. All weather dependent, wind dependent. Sorry, mate. In the meantime, good morning, Danny, and all others. Jinshin, aloha. This is Swiss. Flight 725 to Zurich, A320. KLM flight 1775 to Berlin behind it. The Malef Arrow flying on behalf of Suriname, A330 200, also on the move. As is the Dreamliner to Kilimanjaro, KLM flight 567. Swiss. A320 to Zurich. Pedal to the metal. Low ceiling, as you guys can see, already in the clouds. Now, indeed, does begin to look a bit better now, looking to the west, which is also where the clouds are blowing from towards us. That Dreamliner is coming to the threshold of 18 left. Kilimanjaro, the 787-10, KLM flight 567. Lined up right now is a 737-800, KLM flight 1775 to Berlin. Hey RDW, goedemorgen. Good to see you again, mate. Hope all is well. Cor, goedemorgen. Flying Cube, good morning. All others who have joined in the meantime, good morning. Welcome to the show. You're watching MS Live. My name is Boy and we are standing in parking P3 today, where we have overview of runway 18 left, the one now being used for departures. Crossing it, and in the background is runway 27, 0927 to be more precise, which I expect will be used for arrivals once the departure peak has passed between 11 and 11:40 AM local time, and again between 1 and 2 PM local time. Means we are perfectly situated here to see the A380 later today, which is expected between 1 and 2 PM and is very likely going to land on runway 27, the runway crossing the runway this airplane just now took off from. I am hearing a very familiar sound. GE90s spooling up. Starting up, I should say. Keep saying spooling up, but it's starting, of course. Professor Darshane, good morning or good evening to you. Mrs. Professor apologizes for her short stay tonight, has to finish some things and go to bed. But at least she's glad that she could see the new Delta A350 again. Thank you for joining, Mrs. Professor. See you in the next one. Sleep well. I'm not forgetting the Dreamliner lined up right now, but the GE90s always sound so nice. KLM flight 567 to Kilimanjaro, 787-10 Dreamliner, the PHBKD, 4-year-old airplane, first land November 2019. Usually when it is holding short, something is going on runway 22, the base jet landing or taking off. I'm looking in the background to see if anything is happening. Not seeing it. You can see lovely contrasty skies here. Welcome to the Netherlands, home of Dutch cloudy skies. Mark, goedemorgen. Was at Polderbaan Wednesday. Not a lot of special planes, but lovely to go there once a year. Absolutely, mate. You have to be lucky. There are absolutely moments where it is boring as hell and it can feel like a regional airport with just Embraer after Embraer coming in. And then other times it is the most exciting place to be, with crosswind and crabbing airplanes and go-arounds. Luck also plays a major role in that. Boom. Local rain shower at the runway. Meanwhile, patches of blue sky over here. Looking good, looking good. With Ryanair over there. Has arrived. Lufthansa is now lining up, which will be going to Frankfurt. Lufthansa flight 987, A320. Hey Patrick, goedemorgen. Thank you for the kind words. Lisa says, the moment I stop dancing, the rain dissipates. Unbelievable. I see you have been practicing your skills of rain dancing. Practice makes perfect. Perfect example right here. Rhoda says, last time I was at runway 27, I saw a bike road which looks like it goes around the whole airport. Do you know if that's the case? It is in fact going to the threshold of 18 left. It passes this parking garage and it will end at the entrance of the airport where the A4 highway also is, so where the cars, if you want to drop someone off or pick someone up, where those roads are, that's where that cycling path is leading to. So if you want to come over here, or if you want to go to the location I was at yesterday, you can follow that cycling path. Absolutely. More dramatic looking sky. Looking to the east, that's already passed. We need to look to the west to see what's coming our way. How's the lens? Still okay. Little smidge on it. It has become dry again. It doesn't look like it is going to rain again soon, so I think this was the last time I needed the cloth. Another KLM 737 on its way to Barcelona. Flight 1513. Up and away. Hey Miss Wolves, good morning, good to see you again. All is well over here, hope that also goes for you. Over here we have a 777-300 KLM flight 597, which is going to go to Cape Town, South Africa. It's going to use 18 left to take off from. Hey there Guy, good morning. Maarten, goedemorgen. Josia, good morning. This is parking P3 we are standing in. Top floor, cars all over the place. And unfortunately my companions, Russell and Cheryl Crow, that were on the ledge earlier, have gone. They've left me all alone now. Luckily I still have you guys join me here. 777-300 is going to clean up the runway from a lot of moisture, I expect, particularly during the rotation. There's still a lot of moisture, as you guys could see, so still work to be done. See that Michael also is back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. How are you doing with the withdrawals now that the Olympics are over? Are you watching reruns just to get your fix? Hope you're coping. Hey, Captain Jerry also in the chat, and he says, doctor says I have an 80% chance of saving my leg if no more infections. I'll drink to that, mate, if they can save your leg. That's good news, mate. How's the pain? Last time you mentioned you still had a lot of pain. Has that subsided somewhat? Top of the morning, Evan. Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well in the west side. Air Serbia to Belgrade, A319. Air Vueling to Florence. Both expected to take off shortly from the same runway. Check it out. Yep. Still plenty more for the airplanes that will precede it. Will follow it. A little bit of wing fluff. And what a glorious sight. Poof. And it's gone. Gone it is. The A28 special livery still there. Looking forward to seeing it taxi out later today. For those of you tuning in later, we did see it arrive earlier. Beautiful to see. We are going to see it again expectedly. Probably flying out as Delta Airlines Flight 75 back to Atlanta like it did yesterday. Next to take off is Air Serbia, A319 to Belgrade, Flight 261. A319, 19 years old as well. First flight October 2004. Hey Fritz, guten Morgen. Good to see you again. Hans not here, right? No need to look away. Slow rotation, beautiful. Very careful. You know what, the sun is starting to shine over here on the platform, on the apron. Lovely to see. Bits of blue in the sky over there. Vueling lined up ready to go to Florence. A319 flight 6815. 17-year-old airplane, the EC MKV. First flight of this airplane was in April 2007. What the fudge? The sun is coming out. Time to take off the vest. Just do the t-shirt. Didn't bring any sunscreen with me. I think that won't be necessary. Or at least I hope. Otherwise, back on with the vest. Let's see, we have 737s coming this way, I think. This is one. Another one here. General Aviation apron over there in the background with all the biz jets. There's quite a few actually. And is that the private A319 that we've seen before? I think it might be. It looks odd in between those biz jets that look so tiny in comparison. No police helicopters or anything. Looks rather calm over there right now. Quite a few jets though. Quite a few jets. This is KLM flight 1621 to Milan, 737-800. And another 737-800 going to Bucharest that you saw in the foreground. Hey there, Rafael, good morning, welcome back. Rafael is tuning in from Warsaw. Frédéric Chopin. That was an A220, wasn't it? Was that Bulgaria Air? I think it was. To Sofia. Oh! More engine starting sounds of a 777. Hey Arnoud, goedemorgen. All others who have joined in the meantime, good morning. Welcome to the show. It was indeed Bulgaria Air to Sofia, making its way over to the threshold, and this is KLM flight 591 to Johannesburg, South Africa, 777-300 Air, and I think it is also a likely candidate to take off from the runway over here. Now folks, if you've been enjoying the stream so far and you haven't already, don't forget to drop a like. It really helps to spread this content to more aviation enthusiasts such as yourselves who might not know the channel yet but might also be interested in streams like this. Be sure to subscribe if you want to stay in front of upcoming live streams. We have Bulgaria Air, the number 2, no, now the number 1. 737 to Bucharest already took off. It says so on the tin, Bulgaria Air. If I recall correctly, that B, that is to indicate stress on the E, I think. What's that? That's the LZ AMS. It's the LZ AMS live on AMS Live. Nice. Delta on the move. Delta A330, is that fly? Oh, there are a couple. And this is the 300, that is then the flight 73 to Atlanta, I think. There are 3 on flight radar right now. This is another 300, that is probably flight 135 to Detroit. And this is the A330 Neo then to Salt Lake City. Sadly, they're all going to runway 24 to take off. However, I do believe that we are going to see this 777 to Johannesburg take off from 18 left in a moment. Engines are going. Tom, goedemorgen. Clive, good morning. Bom dia Maria. Goedemorgen Belgium Gamer. And all others who have joined in the meantime. Welcome to the show. Oh, Delta Airlines Flight 74, the A350 still has its transponder on by the looks of it. You can still see it on flight radar even though it has parked, and we could see it park earlier in the stream. This is KLM Flight 591 to Johannesburg. Belgium Gamer asks, what's the best place to stand for spotting? There are so many places that you can spot, and it's a very difficult question to answer because it also depends on the prevailing wind. Runway use is predominantly determined by the prevailing wind. There are a couple of configurations that are used more than others. The most certain runways to be used are Kaagbaan, but that doesn't have a dedicated spottersplaats, and Polderbaan. So the easiest answer for most people is to go to Polderbaan. It has an official spottersplaats. It usually also has food and drink trucks on weekend days or during vacation, school vacations. There are toilets. But the downside is it is a bit hard to reach if you don't have a car. Public transportation does not stop in the immediate vicinity, so you're always going to have to walk a substantial bit. Going to the panorama rooftop terrace of Schiphol itself, the plaza is also a good idea. In that case, you will be standing probably more to that way. No, yes. Where's the Fokker? I know it's there. Is it further this way? Oh yeah, there it is. So there's also a rooftop terrace at the terminal building, which overlooks a few of the gates. And there's also this Fokker 100 airplane, retired city hopper, that you can also visit and look in. That's also an option, but if you want to go to Spottersplaats, I think the Polderbaan is the best option, although it is difficult to reach. I think, let me look up a website for you guys. The METAR. Tried to copy paste the URL, but that didn't work. Let's try that again. That's the website. Have a look at that. And systematically shows you all the spotters places, among others, at Schiphol Airport. And I think we have experienced the runway transition, with runway 22 now being used for arrivals. ITA Airways A220-300 has just landed on runway 22. That means that the 777 to Johannesburg will be taking off from runway 24, because that's now the only runway being used for arrivals. Tom has to go. Thank you for joining, Tom. See you in the next one. Let's have a look at what the Zouk bus is saying. It's probably updated by now. That's the rain passing away, and let's go to the website that shows the expected runway use for today. Yeah, same thing as we had last week. namely that between 11 and 11:40 runway 22 is being used as secondary runway for arrivals, and then between 1 and 2 runway 27, although there are asterisks here, says that it can also be runway 22 depending on the cloud base and visibility conditions. So if it isn't better enough between 1 and 2, the A380 is going to go to the polderbaan. Right, so now we have 40 minutes of arrivals on runway 22. Let's see, this was an Embraer 175 having arrived from Stuttgart, KLM flight 1828, and the next airplane to arrive is going to be an EasyJet A320neo arriving from Geneva. Now, fortunately, there are columns in the way, so this is the only bit where I can see the airplane, or we need to spot